Hey, stop it. Settle down. Good girl.
Well, got my chicken boxes built. These are the laying boxes. We've finally got the chickens into the coop, and they're growing fast. So just to stay ahead of everything, we're going to go ahead and get this set up for them and get it to where they can start laying eggs. So hopefully in a few months we'll have some eggs. I got my chicken boxes installed. It came out pretty good. I like them. They're not store-bought or anything, handmade, but I think they'll get the job done. I'm going to put another row right above for those that like it a little higher. But I think those came out good. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the other set and hopefully get those knocked out today. But I like it. Came out good. Alright, got number 2 chicken box built. Number 1's already in there. So we're about to put the next level up. So we'll see. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm really impressed with the way they're coming out. Alright, we'll get them put in. Get back and see what it looks like finished. Alright, got them both in there. Seems like a pretty good fit. So those are the 2 chicken boxes, laying boxes that I put together for the chicken coop. Just basic 12 inch by 12 inch boxes. Got them about 18 inch. Higher one, the lower one's 18 inches off the ground. The higher one's about 3 foot off the ground. So yeah, all in all, it came out pretty good. If I wanted to go with more laying boxes, I still got more room if we decided to get more chickens. But these little guys are back here. They're doing okay. They're not big enough to lay yet, but then we've got some smaller chicks in another box. They're still under the lamp right now. They haven't fully feathered out. But now I've got to work on getting this all chicken wired up. So once we put the perimeter out, the perimeter will be pretty much all the way out here to the road where my truck is there, all the way to this side here, and straight out is where we'll have the perimeter of the scratch yard. But chicken coop came out, put a temporary window in there just so that we could have some light in. We'll be putting a window, full-size window in there, possibly another one for more light. But all in all, chicken coop's coming out pretty good. The door was just 2x4s and some old reclaimed wood, a couple of hinges, and a little 2x4 there just to lock it in place. But I still got a little bit more work to do on it. All in all, it's coming out okay. Not a bad chicken coop for doing absolutely no research, no dimensions, no anything. Just kind of built it out of thin air. It came out pretty good, so I'm okay with it. Got to work on the roosting post next, so we have a place for them to roost, and then cut out a chicken door for them so that they can get in and out, and possibly build a ramp. But just another update. We're still working on it. Alright, so now I'm reinforcing the bottom with chicken wire. I had to dig a trench across the front of the chicken coop there so we can bury the wire. Not particularly for security reasons, but to keep the chickens from going up underneath the chicken coop. So getting that all situated, get all that stapled up and buried. I'm still going to dig my trench here along the side a little bit deeper. That sun is beating down on me though. It's hot out here. I think we're at a good 80 degrees with probably about a 14 to 16% humidity rate right now. So wind is blowing, but just being in that sun is just beating down on this entire area right now. So I'm kind of going to get a little darker today, so that's okay. Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm Tetracing. I'm building a puzzle. Individually, the rocks will fall, but if they are stacked and wedged, they will form a collective wall. So right now, I'm filling in tiny pieces, create wedges, stability. And I'm making a roast. So, when I talk about the incline, hey.
Oh, fuck it.
Let's see. So it's too wide. So this side. Mr. Dead Tree. Sticks. It's like you can never have enough sticks around here, right?
Always got to have kindling.
Where I want you. Prop you up later. Checking for bugs.
Meat and potatoes for supper. What do you get? Meat and potatoes?
Meat and potatoes. One red potato. Yay.
Today was a happy day. These are the water tanks here on the property. We got a 305 gallon water tank and three 1,500 gallon water tanks, and the acequia, which is the water source on the other side of those mountains over there. All the snow has melted, so the water source that feeds this property has broken loose, and it's running, so all the tanks are filled to the top. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't see anything, but they are filled to the top, and we have water, and we were able to, yeah, good old water. Tell you more about those here in a little while. Go on our walk, so I'll tell you more about this and show you where the water comes from. But they're full. All right, we're heading off on our walk for the evening. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. What day is it?
Wednesday.
Oh, it's
Wait.
it's
It's
Wednesday.
Tuesday.
No, I think it's Tuesday. I think it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. So we've lost track of time this week. But today was a day of activity. We got quite a bit done. What'd you end up doing today?
I worked on the retaining wall for the front porch, and that requires hauling rocks again down on a 90-degree decline. That's what it feels like when you're out there. Made a grass-fed roast today using the wood burning stove. I planted some Swiss chard in a pot that some friends of mine had given me, and we're definitely utilizing those, getting seeds into the ground, and relaxed a little. I don't know, just did shit. Ate some chocolate covered almonds.
Yeah, so I was talking about the water breaking free, the snow melt. I'm gonna turn the camera around, and up at the top of that mesa on the other side, we can't see the mountains there, which is right along here. There's a mountain back there, and we can't see it, but it's got a massive
Snow peak.
snow peak, or it retains snow up there, and it just broke loose. The snow just started melting.
It's called the acequia.
Yeah, the acequia. So turn the camera around again. It runs from all the way up there, down that mountain, through this valley. There's a house right there that it goes through. It comes all the way down, and then there's a line. Yeah, it comes all the way down, and at the end of this, where this blue gate is,
See a box on the ground?
there's a box, and that's where our shut-off valves are, where we can shut off the valves and stop the flow. But it is a natural flow. It is it's a combination of river, of snow melt and spring. So we got to take a shower this morning for the first time in a month.
Fuck that noise.
Hers was cold
Fucking cold.
because there was a malfunction with the water heater, but
Malfunction with the person.
no, it was a malfunction with the water heater. But mine was
Somebody
not.
didn't flip a switch.
It was the pressure relief valve was open, so all the hot water was just dumping out and cold water was running in.
That was nice.
So once I figured that out, I got to take a nice warm shower.
Yeah, and he let me know when he got out. He was like, yeah.
So it was warm.
And mine was cold.
But today I finished up the chicken coop, chicken wire underneath to keep the chicks from getting underneath there. Yesterday, when we realized that the snow melt, the acequia, was running, we spent the whole day trying to figure out why we weren't getting water, and ended up that back in that field where the pipeline runs, it had separated, so the water was just dumping out into the field, and we spent all day long chasing that down, trying to figure it out. But we got that fixed. Got to go into some ice cold water in the creek where the water head is, but we got it figured out. And so today was just more about just doing little projects here and there, trying to get things taken care of. But right now we're just going for a walk.
Yeah, Kaya likes to do an evening walk, and she has actually taken the lead on that. We would take her to the bathroom in the evening, one of us would, and she would get so energetic and she would just take off. And as she got comfortable out here, she started determining that she wants to walk down to the front gate every day around this time. And when she gets back, it'll be time for her to have her kibbles and bits, or whatever you want to call them. So this has become part of Albert and Kaya's routine together. I don't go on the walk with them very often, but today I did. So I get to enjoy them.
But yeah, other than that, just worked on projects today. It's more like a free day today. We didn't have a whole lot scheduled, or as far as chores to get done that we needed to get done, but we got a few things done. It's actually the first time in my life that I feel like I can just go outside and play and do what I want to do projects I want to do, not just for our survival or for our benefit.
I like relaxing projects.
Yeah.
Like, they're not absolutely necessary, but they're necessary. whether it's for aesthetics or like Albert worked on the water tank flow today to help me get water to the plant, and just to make my life a little easier.
Duck going under the gate.
Cover. Make my life a little easier instead of having to fill a canister or a watering can from it doesn't rain much up here, so water's a big deal, but you have to haul it everywhere. So I'm carrying buckets like in the old days. Haven't yet mastered the stick on the head or anything, but yeah, so he worked on that.
Here's a shot of the water system, the creek system that's running. This is not
the SAPF.
This is not our water source. This is just another snow melt that runs on the property. But this is our daily walk. We walk up here. Kaya likes the smell and mark her territory, so I let her do that.
The only female dog I've ever seen hike her leg.
Yeah, she likes to mark her territory, and but that's the road that goes back into town. I don't think we're going to go that far.
Nah.
We're in the trees right now where there is no sun, so it gets cold. Where there is no sun, it gets cold pretty quick. So she's cold. So we need to get back into the sunlight. But anything else you want to share about what we did today, or what's going on up here, out here?
No, I'm still recovering from my allergy attack the other day. And people are always talking about, I don't have a cold, I have allergies, or
Come on, Kai.
I'm allergic to this or I'm allergic to that. The funny thing about being up here and experiencing the elements is, like I said, there's not much rain up here yet. We've been up here a month. There's not a whole lot of rain, which means conditions are dry. So, it snowed, and when it melted, that was like 3 weeks ago, it
Going under the fence again.
stuck. That sounded treacherous. It muddied everything up, gave it some water, but you don't really get rain up here. I'm sure it will come, but that being said, everything's dry. There's a lot of dust. And with the chicken coop, we were putting in it's not actually hay, it's straw, but it's very dusty. And so the combination of the dust from that and then the dust out here sent me into an instant intense itching. I didn't know what to do. I was sneezing. I don't think I've sneezed in 4 years. And I was sneezing and sneezing and sneezing and itchy nose, and I thought, oh shit, this is allergies. And so got to try out a little nasal wash, and that seemed to help. Probably about 80%. But there's still that residual. It's like true hay fever. That being said, I'm not sick, but my nose is still tender.
She's got the COVID.
Don't say that.
She got the COVID out here from the trees.
So it's nature COVID.
Yeah, nature COVID.
But all joking aside, it was, it was pretty humbling to remember what it's like to have an allergy attack. In true nature, where allergies or histamine responses are expected.
Yeah, I spent 48 years dealing with allergies from mountain cedar and all the crap that's in Texas, and up here
You hadn't had any.
I haven't had any allergy attacks or anything like that. Even Kaya, her paws,
Oh, they're white. They've healed.
the pollen from down south, used to wreak havoc on her immune system, and she's her paws are no longer red like they used to be. They were itchy, and she would suck on them and lick on them and irritate them all the time, but she's recovered from that. So I guess different different
environments
have different
I
allergens.
knew I was allergic to hay. I mean, I used to have asthma attacks because of the hay, and so I just, I hadn't had one in so long. I hadn't been around hay or straw, and welcome to chicken cooping 101. So I have to wear a little mask to go into the chicken coop. So maybe it looks like a little green beak.
Yeah, I wore a mask for the first time the
at
other
the
day.
co-op?
Yeah, when we went to the co-op. I hadn't worn a mask since this whole outbreak came. I have them. I bought them way before anybody else knew to go buy them, but I finally had to wear one just to fit in with the locals. I didn't want them looking at me like, why are you not wearing a mask? But
they don't have any cases up here. So.
Yeah, there's 0 cases in this county
but,
that we're in. But
right up here on the right, if you'll turn the camera around and show, there's a little patch of flowers that, and I forget, they begin with a P, but they're not Easter lilies, they're called the Easter flower, and they only grow in the mountains. And these are beautiful flowers. They haven't bloomed up here, they said, for two, maybe 3 years. And all along that mesa that Albert showed you earlier on the way down, those flowers are just covering that mesa. So we have nice little, what do you call them, gifts, nature's gifts up here. It's spring right now, and so everything is it's sprouting. And here shortly, everything is going to be covered in wild wood roses and yarrow flowers and all kinds of treats like that. So
yeah, the oaks up here haven't started to bloom yet.
No, they haven't.
So the oaks and they're
sprouting. They have little buds.
I already forget what the hell they're called.
Not birch, ash.
Ash, the white ash. They have not begun to sprout yet, so they kind of look dead. But it's amazing how you can touch a tree. You can just touch a tree that it looks dead, but you can touch the tree and you can know that it's alive.
It's alive.
Just by touching it, just by feeling the tree, it's like, oh, this tree's still alive. But over the last 2 days, I've kind of realized that water is life. Water is what sustains everything out here. Water and sunlight. When the water's plentiful and the sunlight is abundant, things just perk up and come to life.
They do.
Just learning the environment out here, learning
connecting to
the different species that are out here, actually connecting to it, letting it become part of everyday life is the reward.
I mean, there's a thing down here called piñons.
Yeah, piñons.
It's a pine nut, but it's part of the pine nut family. But it's specific, and it's actually a pine tree that produces the nuts, and you can make pesto. I mean, all this is right there at your fingertips. And how cool is that when I can pick from a pine tree the piñon and make my own pesto, because I'm growing basil. So I've got pine nuts and basil and olive oil. I mean,
yeah, well, we have berries that grow around here. There's plum trees,
wild strawberries.
So there's, we've got an abundance. There's turkey, elk. What else is there? Deer.
Mountain lion.
Yeah, but I'm talking about food animals. So we've got an abundance of food that we can choose from out here if we need be. But we're at the end of our walk here. We're back at the cabin, and figured we'd take you guys for a walk with us and share our experiences over the last couple of days. So
you can kind of see on the ground, if he puts down the plants, how they're starting to come up a little bit more.
Yeah, there's plants growing. So this is greenery here. We don't have per se weeds. Those are
Estafiate.
actually weeds there. Those are the oak tree, baby oak trees that are coming
Yeah,
out.
that's our weed.
These are the weeds that we have, but as far as that goes, we're gonna head back into the cabin and relax for the evening and call it a day. So
Maybe I'll get a hot shower tomorrow.
yeah, like, subscribe, drop us a comment, share the video, and let us know how y'all are doing back home
Yes.
or anywhere else on the planet, what your spring is like, what life is coming to be right before your eyes. So we'll catch up with you guys on the next video, and y'all guys take care.